All right, I'm going to do one more of these because this is the one I really wanted to do in the first place. I'm going to show people, because I've been asked multiple times how to make pizza dough. This is a super stupid easy one. I'm recording on my phone here, and so I'm going to do this with one hand. And if I can do it with one hand, you can definitely do it with two. So right here, I got a blender. If you don't have one of those, you don't need one. This just makes life a little bit easier. In there, I've got a teaspoon of yeast, a teaspoon of sugar, and about a quarter cup of warm water. That's just to bloom the yeast. Mine, as you can see, is bubbling. If you know yours is good, then whatever. You don't have to bloom the yeast. So now that it's done, this is pretty much ridiculously easy, right? We got 5 cups of flour, which I'm going to try not to spill over the edge. Under ordinary circumstances, I would say weigh your flour. But this dough is super easy, super forgiving, and it's going to spend a very long time hydrating in the fridge, so it doesn't really matter. It also doesn't really matter that I spilled probably a tablespoon of it. Speaking of which, we got a tablespoon of salt. We got a tablespoon of sugar. And we got 2 cups of warm water. That's straight out of my tap. Totally doesn't matter. And then about a quarter cup, I don't know, buddy, about a quarter cup of olive oil, which I am going to eyeball, but that's about a quarter cup. And that's it. We raise the thing. We turn the mixer on. And we let it mix and knead. I'm going to let this go for about 5 minutes. If you don't have a mixer, you just sort of, mush it around in a larger bowl than this. You mush it around in the bowl by hand. It just needs to come together, be a little bit shaggy. This isn't going to be the tightest dough ever. So the secret here is I have just some glass storage containers. It's got about a tablespoon of olive oil in it. When this is done, I'm going to take, this is probably going to make 4 or 5 portions of dough, but when this is done, I'm going to plop about a cup of dough into there, use the dough to sort of get the olive oil all around the inside of the bowl, and then pop it in the fridge. Let me see. Can I turn this thing around? I guess I can't. So the uncomfortable secret to pizza dough is that if you are making pizza dough today, you are not eating pizza today. Not unless you're making bad dough, which I've certainly done, but this is it. There is no additional math to this. It is not, there's no like super secrets. You just let this go until it starts peeling away from the sides. I may do a post-mortem on this so you can see that, but honestly it's not complicated. Real quick, I'm going to come back to this so that you can see this thing pulling away from the sides. Yeah, there it is. It is never going to pull off the bottom because there's like 5 cups of flour in there. But it's a lot. If you're doing this by hand, window pane it, whatever. Alright, dough's out. I scooped it onto the board. It's, together. You could weigh this out, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take my bench scraper. I'm going to make a mark right in the middle here, and that's it. I'm just going to pop it in the middle. This other one, here, and then one about here, and that is approximately the right size and weight. And you can whatever, just sort of weigh these out in your hand. They're fine. All right. Here is my bowl with my olive oil. Just take your pizza dough, stick it on the inside, give it a 360, get that olive oil up over the top. You don't really need to shape these because they are just going to get all sort of mushy in the bowl. Pop a lid on it, stick it in the fridge. It's going to need to sit for, you know what, I would say leave it 2 days at a minimum, but I've gone 8-9 days, and they are better the longer you wait. Ta-da. That's pizza dough. Go eat food.